Hey guys, I'm back with another Boost Products update, so let's get started. So I saw a video from Nomics yesterday about how a lot of the other markets are kind of going down, and some money is being pulled out, like riskier assets, like Bitcoin, whatever, and going into more safer assets. And I was kind of wondering how it would start affecting the Pokemon market. He did say that like Pokemon's more of a collectible, and with tax season coming up, that um, people tend to still buy like things that the other buy what they need or what they want, and things like Pokemon cards are things that people kind of want. Like I know I've personally bought Pokemon cards like as quote unquote investments, but partly because I just wanted to buy something. So I just want to go over like how I'm kind of seeing like the day to day trends of each of the boxes. Some of them are the same, and some of them are like a little different, but like, just generally like just go over if there's any like danger or whatever. Um, I'll just go kind of go in order. So Scarlet Violet base, it was kind of trending into like the 190s, like 195s, and I was like, okay, go 200. But yeah, I've been seeing like there's too many boxes listed, and the amount of supply at the lower prices is like overtaking how much is being bought. Um, like there were periods when Scarlet Violet base was selling for like 20 boxes a day, 15 to 20, and now we're kind of back at like the older rate of like 7 to 12 boxes a day, which just isn't enough considering all these sellers are coming back and going like up 192, 195, 194. It doesn't make a huge difference on the price, like 190 versus 195 is pretty much the same thing. But as far as like price increases go, like yeah, there's too much kind of resistance for it, and it'll take a little time for that demand to like supply to be bought up. Paldea, Paldea was also doing pretty good on demand. Like at some point, I saw it was like the highest demanded booster box. Selling like in this, I think it was around the same time period. Around February 17th, like it was selling like about 20 to 30 boxes a day, maybe like 25. And it kind of like went up and down. Like over here, it also went up to like 26 to 40, some days. And now like you see like the staircase down over here, it's been like dropping 27, 19, 17, 14, and yesterday 9, which is pretty low for it. So it could go back up. It seems like sometimes it does go with like upward staircase, downward staircase pattern. But yeah, recently it's been kind of going down. The price is still about the same though, and Paldea generally doesn't really go out of this 220 range very much. It'll go down to like 210, maybe 205, and then go up to like toward the 230s, 240s. Um, but yeah, as of right now, it's kind of demand is definitely seems like it's falling a little bit. I want to look at um, how much resistance there is. It's like the next price points. Yeah, there's just a lot of boxes at like the 227 marks anyway. So it's kind of feels like it's stuck at this price for now. And but anyway, with the demand numbers that we're seeing, it doesn't really necessarily like go out of this price range like that much. Um, Obsidian, on the other hand, is one of the boxes I see like the demand has been more steady at like 9 to 13 bucks a day. Sometimes like every now and then 15, 20. And I am seeing like it had this sort of period where like it was slow despite the demand. But now I'm seeing like there's not that many boxes listed at the lower prices, and it can go like to 200 like more quickly. Um, and yeah, it's never really reached 200 before, so it's kind of a new high for it. For Paradox is way too much resistance. There's too many boxes at this price. Heavy Tech has like 200 bucks, 120 bucks here. It's gonna remain at this price for a while unless people suddenly change their prices or there's a big buying thing. So I wouldn't hold my breath on Paradox. Um, Temporal, still at the same price. I have seen this happen before where some booster boxes like they'll kind of like stay at the higher price above MSRP, and then they'll kind of stay there for a little bit until people buy it more. Um, but the sort of stagnation happening in some other boxes, I'm not surprised. But also there are some sellers who are trying to get rid of their like offload some things like Heavy Tech, CG, Castle, Normal. So the demand right now just isn't high enough to surpass that. Um, and so yeah, it's gonna take like a few days to just get past these. Um, yeah, get past some of these boxes over here, and then Twilight is another box that seems like it might be kind of going up. Again, it's never really surpassed like around 240 before. Um, but yeah, it seems like I continuously see it go down, but like only by a few boxes and then go back up. And so like yesterday, Twilight was at two, went to 220 after being 225, and now it's back to 226. Like it keeps recovering very, very quickly. So I keep seeing that with Twilight. So like Twilight seems to be in some ways stronger than Paldea. Um, and yeah, the demand is kind of it's been pretty consistent these last few days, like 10 to 12. And yeah, there's not enough supply because I think it's really because there has been no reprint, so there's not people don't have as much um, in their inventory to just like offload. Especially like you couldn't get Twilight for cheap for that long. It was always like $100, and then like it just kept going up to like 110, 120, and then when it reached like 120, 130, 140, a lot of people were scared to buy too much into it. So it was just a different thing at Paldea, where like Paldea was just really cheap for a long time. Like I heard Pokey say like he was giving out like a Paldea Vault booster rack to like some people with every order, because he just wanted to get rid of it. Like, can you imagine? But you see over here like 220, it's like 226, and it goes to 229, and then like yeah, so we can reach 230 like pretty quickly. Um, Stellar Crown's kind of a weird one. So it's been kind of going down just steadily. So I haven't really been looking at the numbers as much, but it's been like 199 recently, then 196, 195, 194. The only other change was like SV base, which went up like $2. But it's still kind of lower than it's like a previous 196, 197. Other booster boxes didn't really change. Stellar Crown is kind of weird because the man has been like like okay. It's kind of a newer set, so like it's a little low. um there are only 126 boxes, though that's kind of low for such a new set. But demand is like, let's say 7 to 10ish, something like that. And like with those demand numbers, like it should be able to like go back. Like this is only like 9 boxes, and it goes to 198 again. It just hasn't really been doing that, so I don't really know. Like it's like technically it could just go back to 198 tomorrow, but I'm not really sure. Um, yeah, it's kind of a weird one. It's just yeah, at demand numbers lower than like 10 for most boxes, like it's just not enough. Except for like Twilight. Twilight's like the only exception I feel like. And surging, I just keep the price. I just write the price because it's surging. I want to keep a close track on that. Um, and then some notes on Scarlet Vibe base. I mean, Sword Shield base. Yeah, there's been the only note on this was I made a note of this yesterday, but I didn't really realize. I didn't look at the selling data. People were actually buying some of the boxes much above market price. So market price right now is like 430. Um, Actually, I think 430 is kind of a drop from like a previous high. Yeah, it used to be 450. Um, but I do see like in the past, like people have been buying, like people are willing to pay 450 or 480 sometimes. Um, at least over like, I guess the March day is most relevant. But yeah, there's some 480 and 450 sales, even though I see some like 430 sales now. So that was just something interesting I didn't really notice. But yeah, there's a bunch of 430, 440 sales now. Dark Displays is still kind of consistent. It's selling like every day, but still around the same price. Um, Rebel Clash, Revolution Battle Cells are about the same. Chilling Rain, nothing too exciting. I'm just gonna tell you the demand. Like there were two bought yesterday, but still kind of sparse. Um, look at the price differences. The Sword and Shield base technically went down like $5. Dark Display is like $1. That's not really that significant. Evolving Skies kind of recovered to 1307. So yeah, this is Evolving Skies. So it quote unquote recovered, but like it's kind of been stuck at like this 1310 price for a while, and I just see a bunch of like 1310 prices. So Evolving Skies has just been kind of stuck. The man has been kind of more consistent the last couple of days, but yeah, it's been kind of stuck. Um, yeah, Fusion Strike I think dropped again. Like I said yesterday, how like people are kind of losing confidence in some of the Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, maybe Chilling Rain sets, like the top tier sets. And yeah, we're still seeing that like Fusion Strike, it's down to 468. It's not really a big drop. It's just sort of like, these are the most hyped up sets, um, and it's just like market sentiment is just that's what it is right now. It's like not as strong. Um, well, Billion Stars, it looked a little more optimistic yesterday at the 300s. I think there's like a few more boxes at the 300s, which prevented from going to 305, and only like one box sold, two box sold yesterday. That's not really fast enough. I feel like Astral Radiance is like one of the boxes with the most momentum right now. Yeah, like three sold yesterday, four sold the other day, and then like it's finally, I think it went up to 268, up from 265. Um, yeah, like there's not, if it keeps going at that rate, like for it, like it could go 270, 275. So it just seems to have a little more momentum. Other things are a little more stuck at their prices. Lost Origin, yeah, there's this one box at like 490, 392, and it goes to 400, 403. It's kind of been done before. Nothing too crazy. But two boxes are sold each day the last 2 days. So that's a good sign. But yeah, it's still kind of slow. Um, and then Silver Tempest, like, yeah, I like the selling numbers. I think that there's a little too much supply at the selling numbers, like selling at 3 or 4 days. Like, it's pretty consistent very recently. Actually, there's been like a Silver Tempest box sold like literally every day, that this graph shows. Like there's not one day. So that's very good consistency. It's just it doesn't really do any big drops, but I don't know, it's just not fast enough to go that much higher, unfortunately. Uh but yeah, Silver Tempest, it did go back up to 5 250. So it does at least recover. Yeah, I'll link the nostalgia Nomics video if anyone wants to see that about the market sentiment. But that's kind of how I see the market right now. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks guys. Bye.